Alabama Bass Nation. It's Chris Tate, your social media director. And we are here with a great Zoom presentation with NSR Fishing, Larry Perrin. Larry, welcome to the Zoom presentation about NSR Fishing.
Chris, we are glad to be here. Thank you for having us. We are super excited about getting into the bass fishing recruiting world, and we appreciate the opportunity to speak to you guys today.
Well, that's awesome. You know, before I get started, I just want to take the opportunity to share one of our products, Daiwa USA. For those people who don't know, Daiwa released the Tatula SV Limited 7 days ago. Time is running out. It's a limited production. So see your authorized Daiwa dealer if you're interested in getting that Daiwa Tatula SV TW Limited 103H. So, you know, Larry, you know, we've had this big college recruiting adventure here in the past few months with the Bassmaster Combine. And frankly, I did not know what NSR was fishing until about 2 months ago. I was looking on, I think it was Pro Clear, Sea Clear Pro.
Yeah.
And I saw your advertisement and I kind of gained some interest about it. So, you know, I invited you to the show today to kind of give us a presentation. Tell us a little about who you are and tell us about NSR overall.
Well, okay, Chris, let me, first of all, we'll go way back here. You know, NSR has been working with athletes and families in traditional sports for over 40 years. This company was founded in 1980. It's an Alabama company, but we've got scouts all across the nation, and we've got scouts in 7 different countries. It's really an international company now. And we have traditionally worked in your traditional sports, your baseball, football, softball, volleyball, basketball, all of those sorts of things, work with athletes and help those families promote those athletes out to college coaches and assisted them with the recruiting process and helping them navigate that process. Our scouts are former collegiate coaches, former collegiate players, you know, people who have credibility and who know what they're looking at, you know, and you know, so this formula has worked really, really well in traditional sports for many, many years. And we saw the need and we saw the opportunity to move it over to bass fishing. A little back history on people here in the company. There's 4 of us here in the corporate office that are tournament bass anglers. And you know, I fished BASS and FLW way back in the day and fished, you know, other tournament circuits for many years. And we live on the Coosa River. I live on Lake Mitchell, and Rusty Rigney, our president, lives on Lay Lake. And we, you know, we're fishing all the time. So this is our passion. And we saw an opportunity to put our passion and our job together and get these kids opportunities to get to the next level with regard to fishing. You know, it's not every angler is 6'3" and weighs 235 pounds and runs a 4.6 40 like a football player. But these kids are still going to get opportunities to wear a name of a college across their chest and compete and you know, and gain some recognition for that college and get their education in the process. And that's what we're all about. Our goal is to use the sport of the athlete as the tool that gets them to their degree. And that's once they have that degree, their life has changed forever, you know, with regard to finding jobs and income. And, you know, my degree is still putting food on my table, and I graduated in 1985. So that's our basic background. Our program that we've got for bass fishing translates very good into our system. We've already got an evolution system in place that we use for our traditional sports. And this evolution system is the mechanism that we use to get the information out to college coaches and get the kids in contact with college coaches. You know, we want to educate these anglers on becoming the complete angler. and setting themselves apart from the crowd with regard to not only their wins and finishes, but their academics, their social media presence, their YouTube capabilities, their film editing capabilities, marketing knowledge, marketing abilities. And we want to make these young people the complete angler for these college coaches to recruit. We want to set them apart. In our conversations with college coaches, they not only are looking for the kids that can finish and win high, but they're looking for that kid or athlete that can come in and fundraise and raise money for the club or the team, and then project an image out on social media that is advantageous to the program and helps the program grow and helps the school grow. And so they're looking for leaders, they're looking for great teammates, they're looking for people who are innovative, think outside the box kind of young people. And that's what we're trying to help these young student anglers get to, is becoming the complete angler. And stop me anytime if you have a question. But like I said, we have a series of promotions that once we get the kid in, from the free profile that we provide for every angler that wants to go out there, they can sign up, they can go in and put their information in and gain a free profile. That free profile is just, information that's available on our website. College coaches can access that. College coaches have a login themselves where they can log into our portal and they can see all of our athletes. And then the next step for the angler is if they choose to upgrade, they can go to the NSR High School Pro Staff team. And this High School Pro Staff team gets them to that marketing plan and the promotions that are available and the direct ability to touch that college coach with information and have that college coach respond back to them with information. We'll create an online recruiting profile for these athletes, that outward facing profile. We'll do a signing announcement for that athlete, and that signing announcement is going to take the scouting evaluation of the athlete and send that to college coaches and let those college coaches know, hey, we've got a young man that's just become part of our high school pro staff team. Let me know if you have any questions or you need to contact them anyways. We look forward to the journey and all that sort of stuff. That's number one, is letting the college coaches know that we've got this student angler involved with us. Then we start to do promotions on the angler's behalf. We do regional college promotions where the athlete can go in and select a couple of regions. They can select, the great thing about fishing is the NCAA is not really involved in it right now, and it kind of makes things more streamlined. So the athlete can target specific schools that they want to send this promotion to. And this promotion is the kids' words, the young student angler's words expressing to the college coach, what's it going to mean for them to compete at the collegiate level? What's it going to mean for them personally? What's it going to mean for them, their family, to get the opportunity to get scholarship dollars? How important is this goal for you? What are your future goals with regard to after college? And we teach them how to write this information in a paragraph form, and it goes out to college coaches, and college coaches correspond directly back to that angler. We will send hard copy brochures, resumes basically on behalf of these athletes out to college coaches. If the athlete targets specific schools that they want to send this stuff to, all they've got to do is go into their evolution profile, select the schools, select the date that they want it to go out, and we do all the heavy lifting from there. And that promotion goes out, that sends that college coach a tangible piece of paper that's got all of their fishing resume with it. It's got their academic profile. It's got information from their boat captain. It's got their personal message in there. It's got their schedule as well of what they're fishing for the next few months. So it's just a complete package that is that is mailed to these coaches, real snail mail that goes out to these college coaches. And so that's another promotion that we do. We also we'll edit videos for these young anglers. What a lot of people don't realize is video is crucial for these college coaches in helping them decide whether or not to move forward with an athlete. It is part of the evaluation process, is where that coach looks at that video, determines if that young person would be a good fit at their level. And, we see it and have seen it for 40 plus years as, game film, highlight reels, and how important they are in football, baseball, softball, where they're equally as important in the fishing industry. Not so much the technical part of it, but we do certainly want to see a kid flipping or pitching or, doing those, running the trolling motor, reading the electronics, that sort of thing. But we also want to hear a testimonial from that athlete as to why they want to fish at the collegiate level and what makes them different than other athletes. And we'll edit that video, put it together, and it's added to their profile. Then we take that video as the key component of a promotion that is targeted out to specific coaches. Kids choose the schools, choose the date. We send that video to college coaches, and that's the highlight of that promotion. One of the things that we stress to our athletes is the importance of academics with regard to their ability to separate themselves from everybody else. In fishing, there are very few full scholarships. Most of your scholarships are going to be partial funding based on the ability or the budget of the school that has those scholarships available. And these are going to be at smaller schools a lot of times. Some of them private institutions where that scholarship may not cover the entire bill to attend there. So what we educate our athletes on is the importance of their ACT or SAT score and how it relates to gaining financial aid to help offset some of that debt, some of that balance due. And, a lot of our young anglers are focused on athletes, academics more than a lot of our football or baseball players. These young people get it, and they know that their ability to gain entrance into these schools is going to be based on their GPA and their ACT or SAT score. Some of your larger schools that don't provide fishing scholarships, the entire financial aid package is based off of their academics. So, once they're admitted to the school, their academics, their funding is based off whatever merit scholarship that they earn according to the school's criteria, is what they will get for their funding, along with FAFSA and Pell Grants and that sort of thing that are available. A neat little tool in our program. Again, I said our college coaches have the ability to log in to their own portal, and they have the ability to search our database of athletes. They can save the specific athletes that they want to talk to and communicate with and get into the process with. They also have the ability to see all of the contact information of these athletes.
I was going to share my screen because I think it might be beneficial to have our people see exactly what you're talking about. So can you see that screen there?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So basically, if you want to refer to the picture, you said that you guys go out and do videos and evaluations. Is that correct? So that's what this picture displays, right?
Well, yes, we're following these two anglers and we're capturing video for our use in these particular instances. The video that I want the athletes to provide for us is their footage. Okay. If they've got a GoPro and a Yellowtech stick and they film themselves fishing, we'll take some of that and edit it out. We want a good testimonial video as to why they want to fish at the collegiate level. But these two young men here, we're actually following them in a tournament and watching them. And we will be at tournaments all across the nation doing this and with our staff.
Okay. So, I want to go over here and go to the, I guess you call it the evolution portal. And I'm going to focus on one angler here. That's an Alabama Bass Nation angler, and that's Kai Barnett.
Yes.
We call him the Magic Man. He was a top 5 in the Bassmaster combine. So, basically, just kind of maybe explain what your portal here, and then I'll click on his profile.
Well, the portal is this particular one is an outward facing public portal. It will not have the contact information out there available. In order for coaches to get that, they have to register and log in. They have to go to Evolution. They create their profile, their portal, and then they can go in and get that contact information. But specifically on the, if a coach was looking down, he saw Kai Barnett, he recognizes Kai's name because of the combine, or because of the fact that he just won the Airport Marine Trail on Lake Mitchell, something else about Kai. He just had surgery on his ankle yesterday.
We wish him well. We wish him well.
He's a football player as well, so he had surgery, and he's ready to get back at it. So, but you go into his profile, you can see the boat captain's scouting report on him. That is the captain's words talking about his abilities to fish, his abilities to manage the day, his attitude, his strengths, whether or not he's good in electronics, all of that sort of stuff, time on the water, that sort of thing. Then you can go down to prospect at a glance, and you can see some of the statistics, which is height and weight if they choose to put it in there, the honors, all of his wins and finishes that he's had over the years. You can click on his academics. You can see that Kai is a 26 ACT young man with a 3.83 GPA. This is the type of athlete, student angler that these college coaches are looking for, because he's going to get financial aid from that program, from that school, based on his academics. Schedule is in there as well. You can see Kai's schedule for this year. That he's a busy young man. And like I said, on top of it, up until 2 weeks ago, he was playing football. And so now he's not going to have to worry about that. He's going to be rehabbing. And then, of course, the contact information, when you click on it, it takes you outside where the coach can log in and create their own portal and have access to that contact information.
Okay, that's awesome, Coach.
And Kai is a member of our pro staff. He's a member of the NSR High School pro staff. Okay, his subscription is upgraded to that formula. So we're doing some promotions on behalf of Kai right now. We sent a lot of stuff out on him before the combine, letting coaches know that he was going to be there. That's part of our services is letting coaches know that a kid is fishing a certain event that they're going to be at, or a combine like that, and getting that information in the hands of that college coach. Where a college coach, I'll tell you like this: softball showcases, baseball showcases, football combines, volleyball combines. College coaches go to these, and it's oftentimes the misconception is that just because a college coach is there, that they're going to see my kid in amongst 600 other kids, or how many other kids are there. And really the case is college coaches really know who they're looking at before they even go to these events. They got their clipboard, they got their kids that they're wanting to see. Otherwise they would be just chasing, their tail all day long, trying to figure out kids. But they have a schedule. When they go to recruit these events, they know the kids are going to see. Oftentimes, these are kids that they may even have commitments from, that they're just there to show face and to shore up that commitment. But in Kai's case with the combine, we ran ahead of him, let the college coaches know that he was going to be there. We sent his information, and we wanted him on their clipboard as a prospect versus just another camper.
And I think that's a great example, Larry, is that, this is a great supplemental tool from what you're actually doing personally. So, I want to take it to the next level. And first, I want to encourage all the anglers out there, with your mother's permission, parents' permission, to create a free profile. I mean, first of all, it's free, and I think it's a great way to keep track of all your accomplishments. In fact, when I viewed your portal, Larry, I saw anglers that had a graduation date of 2026 that had already signed up on here. That's 4 or 5 years away, but they're in the 8th grade right now.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I think it's just a great way to actually record your information. And when you get ready, you're going to be prepared for
regarding those young anglers, those juniors, the 7th and 8th graders, the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, the middle school kids, because this is not an NCAA sport and it's not under the NCAA rules with regard to contact, a college coach can communicate with these younger anglers and develop that relationship and grow that relationship over time, and potentially, get a kid to come to their program based off of the relationship they have with that athlete. It's about following that athlete and making contact with them. It's also about these young people reaching out to these college coaches to develop relationships with them and to let them know that they're in the stream now coming forward. And it's just a great opportunity. Again, it's just as important for the juniors as it is for the high school kids.
Absolutely. And I really like the way you explained, because personally, I didn't understand how the NSR Fishing pro staff made the connection with the coaches, but you explained that very well. And so it's kind of like a partnership between you and the angler, and I assume the parents communicating and distributing this information to where they want to go to school.
I explained this to Kai's mother when we got him on board and everything. It's Team Kai, and this is a team effort. It's our scouts, Kai, his coach, his captain. Everybody's got a role to play in this process to get them to the next level. Our staff here at our office is involved in that, and our staff is amazing. Again, we go back to the 41 years of doing this in other sports. They know recruiting, and our staff does a great job of getting the information to the college coaches and connecting the college coaches. The one thing two things I want to talk about real quick, Chris, and touch on. Back to the profile. Inside that high school pro staff angler's profile, they have the ability to go to what's called their recruiting tracker. That recruiting tracker lets them know what college coaches have viewed their profile, have just done a general search, have actually looked at their video, what college coaches have requested contact information, and that angler has the ability to simply click an icon and email that college coach directly and say, "Hey, coach, thank you for taking the time to look at my profile. Please let me know if there's anything else you need from me. I look forward to hearing from you soon." And this is real, actual data of college coaches that have looked at these athletes' profiles. Some of our pro staffers have already received several offers from colleges just by exercising that one unit there of emailing those coaches that viewed their profile and emailing them back to develop that relationship. So that is a huge component of what is available out there. And it also allows the angler to really have a good working knowledge of who's actually recruiting them, and looking at their stuff. The next thing is when I say we harp on academics, I don't mean that lightly. Again, earlier I expressed the importance of academics with regard to the financial aid end of this. One of the biggest and most beneficial components of our program for the pro staffers is they have access to U-Score test prep. U-Score test prep is an ACT, SAT prep course. Having been involved in education for many years, I've seen many of these prep courses come along. And, these courses oftentimes are, a kid just reading a bunch of information and not really getting any feedback from that information. Well, U-Score Test Prep is a video reinforced learning platform. And this allows these young people who today, if you ask them how to change a tire, they're going to go look at a YouTube video. That's how they learn. And U-Score Test Prep teaches in that same general fashion, where if a young person takes a quiz and they miss a question, they can click a video, and that video tells them how to derive at the correct answer and gives them tips on, how to deal with that. U-Score Test Prep has a series of quizzes. It has wordsmithing. It has 2 practice tests in that program. And this is free to the athlete. And with the ACT portion of this, there is a 2-point guarantee. If a kid is below a 26 and they score, they set a base score, say it's a 19 on their initial test, then they can go into U-Score, they can do it. If they don't increase that score by 2 points, then U-Score keeps resetting until they bump that score up 2 points. And 2 points is huge with regard to financial aid. The difference between the 24 and the 26 in the state of Alabama is pretty much tuition paid versus money out of your pocket. And so that's how important this stuff is. U-Score Test Prep gives the athlete, the student angler, the ability to earn tangible financial aid or funding right off the bat. So, this is just a huge tool. It's been a huge tool for us in our traditional sports, and it's just as, if not more important now in the angling world because of the partial scholarships or lack of scholarships at some of the bigger schools, the club teams.
So I want to talk about this feature here, Coach. Is what you guys call a power ranking. What is a 5-star angler? I assume, and I guess you apply for this, and if you're awarded a 5-star rating, you're probably going to be sought. I would imagine you're going to be sought after. So can you just kind of tell us about this 5-star angler system?
Absolutely. The 5-star angler program. We, again, coming from traditional sports world, many of the athletes in those sports are ranked with whatever ranking system that they use. I'll use football terminology because a lot of this came from the football mindset. The 5-star ranking in football really does not have a lot of bearing on the ability to what you can do at college. A 5-star football player, what that's telling you is that's a 1st-round draft pick in the pros. Okay. And so it tends to lead to the fact they're going to be successful at the collegiate level. If they progress based off of their skill set, based off of their measurables, based off of their metrics, they are rated a 5-star, then they should be a can't miss a 1st-round draft pick. That's the premise that we used on this. There are going to be the 5-star anglers out there. There's not going to be a ton of them though. These are going to be the really unique people. When we started looking at this, and setting up our criteria on this, we really were looking at some of the college anglers now, and we only saw one that we thought would have been a legitimate 5-star right out of the gate. And that's Tucker Smith, who fishes for Auburn. And, Tucker had the academics, Tucker had the social media presence, Tucker had the wins and finishes. He had everything that was there that made him a 5-star angler. And some of our criteria are listed on the website there. Wins and finishes, huge part of this. Academics may be weighed stronger than anything else because it's money. Social media activity, we have a certain level that we want each angler to be with regard to their social media, and we go out and look at their number of followers and their numbers of posts. Sponsorship and fundraising participation. If a young person has worked for their high school club and they've done fundraising. They've been successful about it. You know, the captain will let us know that. You know, even sometimes we've have them send how much exactly they've raised for that program. If they've got sponsors, we will reach out sometimes to those sponsors to see if these young people are following up with what the sponsor wants them to do. Again, the evaluation video, we have that as a part of that ranking system. That's big. If you don't have video, I can't give you a 5-star because I can't see what you are like and see your technical skills unless I actually follow you. And some of our applicants for the 5-star program have come from as far away as California. Next thing is the captain scouting report. Again, we put a huge emphasis on that captain scouting report because that tells the true story. And the conservation awareness. We want our anglers to understand that in order for us to grow our sport and to continue to have our sport, we all have to be conservationists. We all need to understand how important it is for us to take care of our resource and what it means to everyone when we do that. And then, of course, the last thing is time on the water. Nothing replaces time on the water. It's weighted very heavily in this process, and it's a major part of what we do consider when we're talking about our 5 stars. We get anglers coming in. We're setting down now, and we're grading some of these applications and assigning stars to them. We'll correspond back to them what their star rating is. And then if you are a member of the star rating system, you've got a star, you've submitted an application, and you've been assigned a star rating, then we're going to have a NSR 5-star tournament next summer, and where we invite these anglers in to come in and fish in a tournament. And it's going to be a great opportunity for them. The NSR 5-star angler program is powered by Favorite Fishing. Favorite Fishing came on board with us because they believe in the youth. They believe it's the future of fishing. In fact, that's their motto. And they are really pumping a lot of their resources and their energy to these high school anglers because they understand that these high school anglers are going to be the collegiate and the grassroots pros and the pros of the future. And so that's what it means that's why Favorite Fishing has come on board. That's why all of our sponsors have come on board, because they understand the importance of creating that relationship with this younger group and hopefully following them along till they get to the next level or the next level.
Larry, like I said, it's an awesome presentation. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you cleared up a lot of my questions. I mean, just by explaining this program, and I think really this can be a great supplement to what the anglers and the parents are trying to accomplish. So, you know, as we close this out, Larry, you know, are there any last additional thoughts or things you want to let the anglers or the parents know about NSR?
Well, like I said, back to the beginning, we may be new in bass fishing. We launched this at ICAST, or we made the announcement that we're getting into this at ICAST. We actually had the physical launch of the program September 1st. We will be announcing our 5-star anglers, those who have accumulated stars publicly, January the 21st. We'll have a big presentation on that. We have a social media presence as well. Instagram is the main one, NSR.fishing at NSR.fishing on Instagram. We've got a Facebook page. We've got Twitter page. We've got a YouTube page where we're going to put videos out there for these young anglers. You know, something else in our services here is our tips from our pros. We've got videographers from some of the Dustin Connell's videographer. They call him B the cameraman, Brett Burke. Brett Burke is going to be giving tips to these young anglers on editing video, on how to maximize that video in social media and on YouTube. We're also going to have tips from our pro anglers, such as Dustin Connell, Jacob Walker. Jacob just fished the Bass Open at Grand Lake. Zeke Gossett just fished the Bass Open at Grand Lake. And both of these young open anglers are going to fish all the opens next year. And you know, so they are going to be giving these anglers tips. It could be technical tips, fishing tips, that sort of thing. They could be telling them things to avoid, some of the hurdles that they've had to overcome over the years to get to where they're at. And, you know, all of this is part of one big program to make this the complete angler. So this complete angler separates themselves from the pack with regard to college coaches recruiting them.
You know, Larry, all I can say is awesome. I think this will really help a lot of anglers, a lot of parents get to that point where they want to be, and that's obtaining a college scholarship. And you know, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for NSR Fishing representing our anglers and our families and trying to get them to that next level. So with that, Larry, I thank you and I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Chris. It was our pleasure being here.